everyone. Happy Friday. How is everybody today? It's Friday, January 23rd, 2026. I am Nicole. Welcome to our weekly Friday paper crafting live. Hope everybody is warm where you're at. Before we begin today, I just want to let you guys know that the products from Fawn and Simon Says Stamp that I'm using in today's video were gifted to me. And if you choose to buy anything through some of the links, they are affiliate links. However, all opinions are my own, and I cannot wait to show you what we're making today because I absolutely love mixing and matching. I love Valentine's Day, clearly. There she is. Yes, yay. Finally time to catch a live. So glad to see you guys. So we're going to dive into today's video. Something a little different. Well, not tons different. I do this quite often. Well, I used to do it a lot often. Wow, can I say words today? We're going to color in our die cuts with some OLO marker. I haven't done that in a while. I've done a lot of ink blending. We've done a lot of cutting out all of our different elements from different colors of cardstock and adding ink and color and all that good stuff to it. So I thought, why not do some coloring with our markers today? Hi, Shari. Yes. Oh, loved your birthday live last Saturday. Yeah, you did get a special birthday live, Beth, in Patreon. That was so fun. Hello, all. Soon to be very snowy Western Maryland. It sounds like a lot of the country is getting some of that today, isn't it? Let's see. Oh, Beth, thank you so much for the super chat. That is so sweet of you. I appreciate it. I apologize for Frank. He's being extra. As always. Did you applique your sweater? No. Okay, you guys, I totally wanted to, but Target has this, and I did link it for you guys down below. Target, this is from Target, and it is the cutest, and it's way cheaper and took a lot less effort to get. They not only have this one, but they have a cute one that says Lucky. That might be what was just delivered, if that's why Frank is barking, because I bought the one from Target that says Lucky. That's St. Patty's Day themed as well. But you can grab the link down below if you want to link to this exact sweatshirt. It's so stinking cute. I love it because all of the letters too, I'll show you guys. Let me lift up a little bit. Let me move my microphone. Are all different patterns. Aren't they so cute? Absolutely adorable. And you know me, I love all my little themed hearts and love themed attire. Oh, going to Target. Be right back. Anne, we will wait for you. Let's see. It looks comfortable. It's super comfortable. Yes, super, super comfortable. Glad I made the live. Hi, Kathy. So glad to see you here. Okay, I got to get rid of this little thing. It's messing up with my chat. Let's see. Love coloring die cuts under a pile of paper said yes. Me too. Thank you, Margot. So, we're going to combine a little Simon Says Stamp with some Fawn today and featuring the adorable little new Valentine add-ons for their Build-A-Critters from Fawn, which are so stinking cute. I love that you can turn the Build-A-Bunny, the Build-A-Fox into a little Cupid, complete with his little bow and arrow, of course. So we're going to use the fox today, and I have cut the elements mostly from white cardstock, meaning we're going to just start from scratch and color in our fox and see what we end up with. How do you sign up? I think there's a link in the description of the video. If not, I will definitely do that when we're done with the live today. Bought that sweatshirt a couple days ago, Beth says. Yay, much faster than making our own. Way faster. I even have a sweatshirt, and I keep thinking I'll do it, but I have made a couple in the past, and it's just a little time consuming. And I saw this, and I was like, decision made. I'm just buying it. Oh, it's sold out in most sizes. Darn it, Shari. Okay, see if they have the cute Lucky one, because I think that one was new this week. It's so fun. Let's see. Hello, happy Friday. So in addition to our fox, as I was talking about, we're going to do a little fun ink blending for backgrounds. And I really was kind of going back and forth. I knew what I wanted to do, Do you guys ever do that? And then you try to talk yourself out of it? I've really been into the browns and the neutrals with the bright reds this year. And I actually asked my oldest son and I said, pinks or browns? And he goes, browns. And I was like, that is exactly what I was feeling like. So we're going to do this really fun neutral background and do some distress ink blending. We're going to do a fun little inky technique there on it, do a little text stamping, no surprise there, probably a little splatter, maybe even. And then we're going to add a great little spray of hearts with one of my favorite stamp sets. So we're going to dive out. Let's see. Oh no, Lucky is also sold out in most sizes. Well, darn it. That stinks. Okay, I'm going to flip the camera around and we're going to talk about all of the things. I'll show you the exact stamp sets and dies we're going to use, and then we're going to start our coloring and inking. So we're going to do the picture-in-picture today. There we go. And loved your card on the Spellbinders channel. Oh, thank you, Laura. Thank you so much for bringing that up. I was going to talk about that. So before we talk about today, I do have a link in the video description for you guys. I did go live with Spellbinders yesterday on the Spellbinders YouTube channel for the club along, and these are the cards I created using December club items. So all very love themed, kind of appropriate for today as well, but tried to go more of that friendship route. So we have little sweet, simple duos. We have owls, we have mugs, and we have these sweet little otters. So cute and fun. You can definitely check that out. The link for the video is in the chat as well. So if you want to go back and catch that replay and then watch what Yana made with January Club products, you can definitely do that. Oh, thank you so much, Michelle. Okay. So we talked about already that we are going to be using the little fox, and you can see here I've got my background, I've got all my pieces out of white cardstock. Well, I have a few over here as well ready to go. Let's not lose that little die. So that is part of what we're using, and those sets, I'll show you those. Here are the new Valentine add-ons. So really, really, really cute. Absolutely adorable. Under a pile of paper says, oh my gosh, otters. Yes. Dressing up the critters is so much fun. And then of course, here is that fox set. Absolutely adorable. So we're going to use those together. And that's what we're going to be doing first today. Then we're going to stamp a bunch of the Lots of Hearts set. This is a new set from Simon Says Stamp that I absolutely love. I love all the different sizes and styles of the hearts. They are amazing. I can't stop using this. I just love it. We're also going to be using this stamp set, and it's called Groovy Wishes, but I think it works really nice with lots of other, it doesn't have to be a modern-ish type of card. And so we're going to be using that love ya so much sentiment for our card today. And it does have coordinating dies for everything, which is amazing. Hi, Larissa. And then when we ink up our background, this has been one of my go-to favorites. This is called Love Sweet, and not like sweet, S-W-E-E-T, but sweet like a suite of cards or whatever. I love this grungy text background. Oh, Michelle, thank you so much for this super chat. Pick up a warm drink the next time I'm out. Well, I definitely will. Thank you, my friend. And so we're going to use that. I love lots of components from this, but I really love that grungy text. So we'll play with that here in a little bit too. But let's build our fox first. I don't know about you guys, but I'm super excited to watch this little sweetie come to life. Can't wait to get that. Oh, yay, Tanya. Yes, so much fun. Love that stamp set. It is really cute. I just thought it'd be fun to do a little mixing and matching. So now we got to decide what markers to use. I did not put any markers down in the description below today. I will do it when I'm done because I honestly wasn't exactly sure what direction I wanted to go. And I thought, well, we'll just see. We'll see where the mood takes us in today's video. So I'm going to do the body. Let's actually do like anything. We're going to do that in a lighter color. I should have done that out of black, but I didn't. So we'll work on that in a minute. I'm going to use a little 4.6. More enable vision. Yes. Absolutely. Hello. Welcome everybody. I hope everybody's staying warm where you're at. What is everybody's weekend plans? Anything fun? Long time watching live session. Yay! And a reminder, there are new colors of OLO. I'm not using them today, but they are starting to ship out. If you haven't already got them, you might check your favorite retailer or check the OLO website because they are nice additions to your collection. Love these critters, Larissa said. She's making some ThermaWeb plush papers and inking. Fantastic. Oh, Andrea got a new cat adopted them. It's a Russian blue male we named Cosmo. Congratulations on your new fur baby. Oh, I love that. Oh no, 1 inch of ice. That is worse. I would rather it snow than have ice. Please stay warm and play safe. Oh, staying home with sick kiddos. Ashley, I'm so sorry. So sorry. That stinks. Want to work on some Valentine's cards this weekend? Oh, that will be fun. Lots of ice in North Carolina. No, that's not fun. Catching a few minutes while you're waiting in the Dallas airport for pickup. Visiting my sister this week, and we're doing machine embroidery projects. Oh my gosh, Mitzi, that sounds like a blast. I love that. We're expecting ice. Yeah, Shari is in North Carolina as well, expecting ice. That's bummer. Yes, it is a good weekend to be locked inside. That's why I asked. Have you guys seen the funny little meme going around that shows, depending on where in the country you live and what level of winter weather you're receiving, how many craft projects you should have ready? I thought that was so funny. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're just going to keep coloring that in. Some of this is going to get covered up, but sometimes I just get to shading and coloring and do what I want. Healing from eye surgery, Kathy. I hope that you're taking it easy. Let's see, taking a Jen Shirkus live class on Saturday, so prepping while you watch. Perfect, Judy. That sounds like a blast. You will have a wonderful time in Jen's class. Yeah, Robin saw that and said it was hilarious. Agree. Oh, so funny. Staying inside and staying warm. That sounds like what most people are doing. Same. I was just visiting with a friend this morning about maybe Zoom crafting or something this weekend. So I think that would be a nice way to spend our time indoors. Plenty to keep busy. Yes, we all do. Exactly. Already snowing in Nebraska, Larissa said. I had to take Frank to the vet this morning, and the gal at the checkout told me, she said that she thinks for our area that they have said it might not start until around 5 or so. I don't know if they've changed it since then. Let's see, an Amy art class on Saturday. Nice. I saw that meme. It was hilarious. I agree. I'm so sorry. I'm sure UPS is here, and you know how Frank likes to save me from stranger danger. Hopefully he stops barking soon. All right, so I'm just coloring in the face. I'm using O 4.6 and 4.3. And I'm just kind of trying to get my nice base on here. And I'm not worrying. I'm working on my Glassboard Studio glass mat. Which I do have a coupon code for, by the way, in the description of the video. If you use Nichol15, you can save 15% off your purchases at Glassboard Studio. So thank you to Glassboard Studio for that. Yes, hi Frank. I don't want to brag, but it's in the 70s in Arizona this weekend. Brag away. We'll all be super jealous of your lovely weather. All right, so we've got a couple of the pieces of our body. Let's go ahead and work on a tail. And I also want to work on my little fox's arms because those I want to be in the same color. So I'm just going to go in like I did, and I'm going to use O 4.6 first, and then we'll use a little O 4.3. Andrea, let's see. Andrea says, do you happen to know what it means when a cat howls all night and even during the day? Does anybody know the answer to that? Anybody have any experience with that with a furry cat friend? Oh, good. Kim's working from home today, so she gets to watch. That's nice. Oh, sometimes coloring is so relaxing. You know it? Watching all of our little pieces come to life because he's going to be so cute. Possible cat in heat, Jenny says, question mark. That was my one thought was, and you said, Andrea, you said it was a male, right? Any neighbor kitty, female kitties? Yep, everybody say, sounds like that might be the consensus. I was going to ask my oldest son because I thought that might be his answer too. All right. Now for the tail, I want it to have a little bit of movement, so I may not blend out these little feather strokes quite as much. So I went in and added a little bit more dark, and now I'm just going to feather in a little bit. I think that gives it a little bit more movement. We'll see. We do have the little tip of the tail to put in place, which we're going to do in some nice lighter shades here in a second. All right, let's see. We're going to keep our 4.3. Well, no, I'm not. I changed my mind. I am addicted to OLO markers. I love hearing that. Okay, we're actually going to take O 4.1 and 4.0 next. And I am going to work on like the tip of the tail and then like the bottom half of our fox's face with these lighter shades. And we shouldn't have to work quite as hard for our blend here because these are a lot lighter. So I'm just going to double check with the face layers here. So see how the dark part is going to go over this lighter. And then our background, we're going to do the insides of the ears and the eyes and the nose here in just a second. So I'm really just going to focus, I think, on the bottom half of the face. I may just go all over it really, really fast. This is my 4.0, so my light color, just in case. I don't want any white peeking out when I layer all of these together and add my glue. Hello, Mary Ann. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of come in from the sides. There we go. And I'm going to look and see what I think. It's going to be a lot of checking it today to see if we like how everything's looking. I think we're also going to, let me find my light pink marker. And actually, I'm going to start here on the ears. I think I want to see if I can give like some nice pink cheeks, but I'm just going to color in the ear section a little bit. And then right here on my background, I'm going to just move that out of the way and do some little pink circles. Because, you know, I mean, first of all, foxes don't really wear Cupid outfits anyway, so we can do what we want here. Julie says, how do your cuffs not get dirty? Oh, I don't know. I don't want to jinx myself, so hopefully I won't get them dirty. Okay, on the insides of the ears, I did do that nice R0.1, and I'm not going to completely cover it, but I don't want it to be super dark pink, so I just go in with a little of the O 4.0, and that just dulls it a little bit, which I like. All right. We are going to grab our glue and start putting it together. Oh, thank you, Mitzi. That's so sweet of you to say. Let's hope it works. Now, I'm not going to do the very back piece yet because I do want to color in for the eyes. So we're just going to layer this right over the lighter color we just added. Like that. And I actually forgot to die cut something to go back behind the nose, so we're probably going to have to do that here in a minute. I don't really worry about the eyes too much because what we're going to do is I'm going to add some gems. I'm just going to add a little bit of black marker here. It doesn't have to be perfect. Let's make sure that lines up good enough. Oh, Julie, that's so sweet of you. Thank you so much for sharing. Oh yeah, that looks good. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this together. Because I'm sure we're all eager to get the little outfit, right? Oh, thank you. I always forget how much I love coloring with my markers. I need to do it more often. I'll tell you what. Sorry, everybody. So sorry. I'll mute it real quick. He might think somebody's here or UPS. I am waiting for something from UPS, so maybe they are here. Okay, we're going to add the tail. Well, am I going to add the tail yet? Let's put our cute little outfit in place really quick, just so that I can make sure I like it. There we go. Yes. Let's just glue that down. And there we go. Couldn't even find the tip of my tail, and it's right here on my desk. Oh, I'm glad he's not that loud, because on my end, he sounds loud. Anne-Marie, I don't use hot glue for my paper crafting. All right, so I am going to just take a little rubbing alcohol and clean up my desk. And we're not going to attach the face quite yet. I still need to get my piece for the nose. But I'm going to want to add some of the outfit. But we also have layering pieces for feet and hands. And for those, we're going to do a little bit darker. So, we'll try that. Oh, no, there it is. That's what I was looking for. Stranger danger. It is. That, you guys got it. That's what he does. Okay, so I'm going to go in with a much darker color here. So OR 4.8 is what I'm using. And I think it'll work okay with the other markers. I'm actually going to use these OR, I think, for all of my coloring on these components. So now we're going to go in with the OR 4.7. So it's a little bit lighter. So I usually go with my dark first, and then I will do the lighter color. Let's see. I have a delivery from Waffle Flower and Spellbinders coming today. Oh, it's a good day, Deanna. Oh, yay. Hello, my friend. It's so good to see you. Let's see. Jung, it's nice to see you. Do you use hot glue? Is it a... Oh, you're asking somebody else. I was like, no. Let's see. What do you hold your markers in? I should have linked that, and I apologize that I did not. It's from Target. It is, whoops, it's like this little lazy Susan type thing, so it spins. Let me make sure I'm not gonna ruin everything. So I just keep them in this, kind of by color. That's worked really well for me. I've had it for about a year, and I'll make sure and I'll add this when I'm done with my live, because I did not think to add it to my description before. So sorry. And I think they still have it. I'll make sure. Anne-Marie says she does use hot glue because she's afraid it'll fall off. I have found with my liquid glue that things don't fall off, so I think that's why I just use this. I've never used hot glue, so that's interesting. Do you use a certain type or a certain brand or just anything? Okay, now I did use 2 different arms, and if you are not familiar with the Build-A-Critters, either the Build-A-Bunny or Fox from Lawn Fawn, they do have... I really should have die cut another set of these, but we're going to make that work. Let me pull that back out. They have different options. There's lots of choices for how you want to build it. So definitely check out the Lawn Fawn website, because you can have like a sitting critter, but here is one set of arms and here is the other. So you can have like the arms, you know, out to the sides, hanging down by the sides, or the critter can be holding something if you want to use both of those. In this case, I chose these arms because we want to have, let's grab our little bow and arrow here. We want it to look kind of like this. Once we kind of get all of our pieces, see how our fox is going to be like pulling back the string for his bow and arrow. No, Sherry, you don't have to store these on their sides. Some markers you do, but these are not one that you have to. So I store mine like this. And I actually I've stored all my alcohol ink markers like this. However, you do need to check with each individual company to see what's suggested. Donna has 2 St. Bernards and they don't bark, but when there's a package, they just try to knock her over to smell it. Hi, Donna. All right. So now I am going to add a little color to this, but not a lot. I think we're going to use some light. No, we don't want to use this one. I want to use this. Like a blue-green color is what I think we want to do. I just need to see if... So we're just going to add a touch just for the shading and shadowing. I'm going to use a little BG 2.3 and then 2.1. And I'm going to go right along those die cut lines. Do these markers have numbers printed on their barrels? Yes. The numbers can be found right there. So these markers these are not refillable per se, because I have my markers. I'll talk about it really quick since we've had a couple questions about the markers. These markers, the whole marker is this, which is a full-size marker. However, it's very small. So when you use all of it up, you would just buy a new one. How I choose to do my markers, since I don't do a chisel tip, is instead of having, let's say, the BG 2.3 in both the brush and a chisel and having them end to end like you might be used to, I choose to just get the brush tip and I put complementary or coordinating shades together. So in this case, BG 2.1 and 2.3. And there's these connectors that you can get or come with your OLOs. And what you can do is then you can either put a brush and a chisel together, or you can put two brushes in, like I'm doing here, and that's how I do mine, because I don't use the chisel tip. I only use the brush tip. Can you show us the markers? Did I show what you wanted me to? I hope I just showed that. But if I didn't, let me know. Tamara says, the Misty Precision Glue inspired me to get one for Christmas. Total game changer for your arthritic hands. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you have found that it works good for you. Okay, I'm going to go to my lighter color, and I'm just going to go over kind of what I just did. And then we're going to grab the 0, which is going to be that blender. Okay, so now I'm going to take my blender, or it's called 0 in this case. If you have a Copic, it's going to be a blender. And I just go over what I just did, and it really just pushes the ink out. It's not a blender per se. For me, I kind of think of it as softening the edges. It doesn't work in every instance, but for this, that's really all I want, is for it to just push that ink out, spread it out a little bit, and soften the edges. Oh, the combinations of all of them, and could I put it up in the future? Yes, I absolutely can. I'll ask my assistant to please make a note that I need to put marker combination list out. I will put together a PDF for you guys, because I think that would be a great thing to add to my blog. Thank you. Great suggestion. Donna has full set syndrome, so I haven't bought the OLOs yet, but want to. You know, even at this, I don't know that I have them. I know I don't have any of the new ones, but I kind of use the same colors for the most part over and over, so I tend to not worry too much about full set anymore. But I used to a lot more. Okay, so I love all the little details here. So we've got the little belt, and I've got this out of some gold cardstock. I know, still doesn't have arms or a head, but we'll get there. It's one step at a time, isn't it? Hello from Denmark. It's nice to see you. You're so welcome. I will definitely work on that, because that wouldn't even take very long. Oh, yay! Shari just got some OLOs this week and filling in colors. Fantastic. Let's see. Can't wait for the list. I'm glad. And I think some of you have asked for that before, and I've just completely forgotten. So I will definitely get on that. I've got a couple of things to work on like that. I will try to have that for you guys before next week. All right, so here's kind of how we're looking so far. Let me grab some black cardstock. I even had it out ready to die cut the little piece to go back behind my nose, and I forgot. Actually, I don't want to do black. I'm going to do this dark brown. We're making a game time decision. We will remind, yes, you will. But I think I have a note waiting for me when we're done, so I should remember. Happy Friday, Monica. Marta asks if there's a discount code if you buy the full set of OLO. I do not know. I will make a note to ask Lori about a discount code. I do not know if there is or not, but I will find out for you. It's a good question. He is going to be so cute, isn't he? Okay, so right on the back, I just die cut the little circle, which is the piece that Lawn Fawn has that you put back behind, that fits right there. And then we have our cute little nose. Oh, he's going to be so cute. All right. Now, I did choose to die cut my bow and arrow from a fawn color of cardstock from Spellbinders. I'm going to add a little bit of a marker right over the top of our colored cardstock, which is a great tip. If you don't want to start straight from white cardstock, you could start from a color cardstock and color with your alcohol ink markers right on top. And that is something else I really, really like to do as well. But I decided to go straight from white today. It's great if you don't have the color of cardstock that you particularly would like. You can always color in your white cardstock. So that is awesome. Yes. So super. And this fawn color is one of my absolute favorite colors of brown. So, so good. Happy I'm featuring Lawn Fawn today. Yay. Oh, I'm so glad. Yes. So many cute things. Oh my gosh, you guys. I can't tell you what yet, but the spring stuff is adorable. It is so cute. So, so cute. So stay tuned for that too. All right. So look, there is our gold cardstock with our brown. Ooh, I don't really like how I shaded that very good. The great thing with alcohol markers is you can go over it as many times as you want, not going to pill the paper. Are you going to put his head on a wobbler? No, I'm not. All right. For the little Cupid wings, I did cut these from some vellum. You can use any kind of vellum that you want. And I'm just going to pop that right back there too before we add anything else on top. Actually, we're going to move those down just a little bit before I fully commit. There we go. All right. I think that is going to be good. So I do have my little arrow here, and for my arrow, I decided to cut it from white cardstock so we could add the color. Does your glue gun ever clog? Once in a while. And I'm going to tell you, it is always user error when my glue gun clogs. My glue gun clogs when I walk away from my craft room for the weekend and I leave it in the holder like this without putting the cap back on. I do highly recommend with the glue press, if you get the fine tip, I really prefer the fine tip. If you buy the fine tip, the lid has the pin in it, which goes right down inside. Whoops. Easier said than done. I say that, but why am I having so much problems? Sorry, guys. Well, I don't know what I've done. Oh, it's because I got glue on it. Hold on. Anyway, this goes down and you shut it. I don't know what is my problem. Can I not see? Maybe. I have never had trouble doing this before. What in the heck? You guys are going to get my talking to myself version. What is going on? Anyway, I put this on here. And if it does clog, I need a new one really bad. I do replace mine once in a while. Oh, it goes right in there. I think it's me who's being some special. Anyway, that keeps it unclogged. My best advice, keep the cap on when you're not actively using it. Don't walk away from it and just leave it. When you put the cap on, do you store it bottom of the bottle down? No, I store it like this. Oops. I store it like this. So when the cap is on, it's like this. When I am working, it's like this, so that the glue is always running towards the tip. Does that make sense? Always have problems. Oh no. I have never had trouble, until just now. I don't know what my deal is. Organizing your stitching charts. Oh, I'm so glad you love it, Leah. That's awesome. Oh, thank you, Under a Pile of Papers. What kind of glue are you using? I'm using the Nouveau glue in the glue press. So we're going to do some browns just for the arrow part here, but then I'm going to grab some reds. And I think we're going to use our 0.6 first for the little heart at the tip, and then we're going to shade in with a little R 0.5. Are the squares on the glass board 1-inch measurements? The dark square is, yes. Oh, that's going to be a good little pop of color. And I actually think we're going to do reds for the feathers as well, because I don't really want to introduce too many new colors. So we're just going to do the same R 0.6, and then I'm just going to go over that with my 0.5. And then I'm going to go in with a brown and just very carefully go over the little score lines a little bit, just to emphasize the detail. Let me see if I can bring it up there a little bit more. Oh, and I missed a little corner of my heart. We don't want any white showing. There we go. Our cute little arrow. The mail lady just left your Pink and Main package. Tamara said, oh my goodness, what did you get? That is so exciting. Oh no, I'm sorry you've had problems with the glue press. I have actually not had problems with it. Okay, so we want to glue our bow and arrow together. And I find I'm kind of working slow as far as assembly, just so that I hopefully get everything put together the way I want. So we're going to get our little arrow popped in here, and then I'm going to pop this in place, and I think we can go ahead. Let's just try this. Make sure that everything is where I want it to go before we glue all of that down. Because I also don't want my bow and arrow completely covering up the face. Okay, I think that is good. I'm going to glue this arm down. Stitching while you watch, Susie said, since finding I've gotten back into cross stitching, I'm sure Fat Quarter Shop is happy, LOL. I bet they are too. That makes me happy. I'm so glad you're enjoying it. Hello from Auckland. Hello, Sherry. Yes, it's always user error when my glue press clogs. As most things that I find that I booger up, it's generally user error. As much as I wish it wasn't. I try to tell myself, you did it all right. No, girl, you didn't. Yeah, I need to go to the eye doctor really bad. I'm pretty sure my prescription has changed. It's a little frustrating. In fact, I need to call when I'm done with my live today and get that scheduled. I've thought of it several times. Michelle says, OMG, so cute. Yay, I'm glad you love it. Okay, come into life. With all my little tweezers holding everything down. Okay, we're going to be a little selective where we put our glue on the bow and arrow too. I think that looks pretty good. Just in case I have to make any little adjustment. Let's get that. When dealing with all these little pieces, sometimes put a little glue there. We're going to use our tweezers to kind of help hold that for a minute. I'm also going to clean up The arrow is so cute. Love the Papa Red. I think the Papa Red is really going to work. And you'll see when we add our hearts to our background here in a little bit, I think it will tie in nicely to that. Because I kind of want it to look like a explosion of hearts came from our arrow. That's my thought anyway. I have an appointment today, so I'll have to watch the rest later. Oh, Andrea, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for watching the rest later. Courtney goes, oh no, on eyes. I have 20/20 vision, but it took me a day to read the eye chart. Let's see. Yes, Create with Kay says, when I think of it, it's after hours. Yes. For me, it's always laying in bed and I'm like, call the eye doctor in the morning. And then what do you know? I get up and I start doing other things. It happened. I need to write it on my list of things to do. But you have to also look at your list of things to do. So there's that. All right. We're going to kind of position. There we go. Okay. So see how it looks like he's aiming? How adorable is our little fox? So cute. Okay. Now, before we set him aside for a minute, I am going to go ahead and we're going to grab some of these black pearls. You can use any kind of black pearls you have. I think I have these out, but a lot of times I use the Pretty Pink Posh black pearls. And I know I colored where the eyes go, so you don't have to do this. But I am going to go ahead and add these black pearls here instead. Like that. And we're also going to take our brown... He's got my heart, Silly Jilly says. I'm going to go in now with my 4.6, and I kind of like doing this whether we're doing die cut coloring, stamp and coloring, whatever it is. And I'm going to add some little dots. And those are a little dark. I just for like a little bit of added texture, I'm just going to actually go over those now with my 4.3 because they were a little darker than what I actually like. It gives a little texture and just in a few places, not all over, just a tad. He's darling, Mama Rock said. Thank you. Well, thanks. Okay, we're going to do a couple here on the tail. Probably should have done this before I assembled him, but this does give me a much better idea where I want them to go. Just like that. We're going to do a couple here. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. And he's going to sit for a minute, so I think we're safe. Before I do the glossy accents, two things, because I am a little extra, as we all know. Thanks so much. Let's see. Karen says, just got Spellbinders cardstock for the first time, and wow, it's so smooth. I am so glad you love it. I love, love, love it. Okay, we're going to take a fine tip black pen, and we're going to add some little eyelashes. Just real subtle like. I'll hold it up here too because they're very faint. Little eyelashes. And then we're going to also take a white pen and we're going to add a little highlight to right on top of our pearl. It adds a great little look. Let me hold that up too. I think it just kind of makes the face pop a little better. I think this one needs to be a little darker. There we go. And then, because we can now set this aside while we work on the background, I am going to go ahead with my glossy accents. And we're going to add glossy accents to the heart so that that's going to be a really cute, shiny raised heart. And we're going to do a little glossy accents for the nose, so that the nose is nice and shiny too. So cute when you add the lashes. Thank you. I think he's, or he, she, whatever, is super cute. Oh, so fun. Okay, I'm going to set this up out of the way. Well, I can move him up here. I think we'll be safe. And we're going to do some background work. I'm actually going to move my markers. I'm going to save these out, though, so that I can make sure and jot those down into the description when we're done. And we've got a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch background here. Thank you, Koi. That's so nice of you. Doing a good job. All right, I'm going to use a sticky mat to help hold this in place. And as I mentioned, we're going to do a little bit of neutral. I think he's going to be cute kind of on a neutral-ish background. And you'll see that because we're going to be adding a lot of pops of color with the hearts that are going to kind of explode from the end. That's kind of the plan here. So I'm going to start with a little antique linen first. And I just have these big blender brushes from Waffle Flower. Oh, thank you so much. And I'm going to go in with that first and just build my color on a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch piece of smooth white cardstock. So totally just basic white cardstock here. I'm not taking it quite all the way to the edge, but I guess I could. I'm going to kind of try to leave a little bit of the edges with a little bit of the white showing, or at least have it that nice light antique linen color. And I'm going to go pretty good with this today, like so. And that's looking pretty good. Okay. Shouldn't have put my fox away. Maybe I'll hold him with my tweezers so I don't mess him up. Okay, that's looking good. We're going to grab a little bit of gathered twigs. And I'm just going to kind of very lightly start in the center. And I'm going to try not to go quite as far out with my gathered twigs. So kind of leaving the antique linen as my base color and out there on the edges. And then building the center color up a little darker. Let's see. It's like you're going to blend the world with those brushes. Yes! I love these, by the way. They work great. So we're just going to add that in. And I'm going to keep kind of building because I do want that to be a little bit darker. And we're just going to smooth it. Like so. There we go. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Just kind of an imperfect. And then we're going to have a little fun with ink smooshing because I love the watercolor-ish effect that gives. So I'm going to dig in my trash can because we just need some plastic packaging. Plastic packaging, a little ink pad, and some water. So I'm actually going to just use gathered twigs to start with. I do have my ground espresso out. I don't know if we're going to use it or not. I like to have what I need out. Let's see. Spellbinders is so good. Just finished making swatches recently. Oh, good. Of the cardstock. I do love my cardstock swatches. I did that video. I did a video of that, I don't know, sometime last year. And oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, so I added a little water. I'm going to pick up my ink and water with my plastic packaging. And then we're just going to set it down. And because these are distress inks, distress oxide inks in particular, it's going to react. And it's just going to start giving us this really fun watercolor-ish, less perfect blended background. And I'm going to add little bits of darker color all over. And what it does is it kind of gives us a watercolor effect without actually watercoloring because I am not great at the watercolor. But this I could do all day long. And it looks awesome in any different color combo you want to do with it. I think antique linen is such a good neutral base for many things. Laura said, me too. Me too. Heidi said, let's see. Oh no, we're asking Heidi, do you have swatches for all your cardstock? Yes, do tell. Okay, so that was with my gathered twigs, and I like that. I'm going to clean this up though. I'm actually not going to wipe up all the water. I think we're just going to reuse some of that. I am going to grab a little ground espresso. And we're just going to go back with our package, and I'm going to grab a little water, and we're going to grab a little bit of this darker, and I'm going to go in and add just a few darker splatters all over. Just to kind of help build up the interest on our background. Let's see, I bought a package of Spellbinders cardstock, the variety pack, and was going to make swatches, but there is no list of the colors in order. Oh no! Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. So we're going to let that be. That's pretty good for my base. I think we're going to go with our gathered twigs next. I'm going to throw my plastic back in the trash. And we're going to grab that stamp now, that background stamp of text. Let's see. Heidi says, not all of them, but made swatches of cardstock for which she has collections. I love that. Yeah, the ink smooshing is so much fun. Try it with your favorite colors because it gives you, see how now instead of, it still has that ink blend base, but now it looks watercolored, which is great. It's a fun look if you like, kind of like that watercolory look. So here is our wonderful text grungy background. It's this stamp here from our Heart Sweet. Here's the name of that set from Simon Says Stamp, and it's so good. The sentiments are so good in here. The hearts are amazing in here. It's just a really nice stamp set. And we're going to grunge a little bit of text over the background, and then we're going to add a little spatter before we work on the rest of the things. Hi, Karen! Late to the party. I wondered where you were. I thought, oh, does Karen have other things going on today? I'm just teasing you, Karen. Yeah, you know what, Allison? I was just going to say that too. She's saying this to the viewer who said she doesn't know what colors what. Reach out to customer support and hopefully they can help you with that. Yes, please do. Because I know that they definitely would want you to know what color is what, especially if you particularly love a color and maybe you want to buy a whole pack. Okay, so we're going to go in with gathered twigs. I don't want to go in with my darkest color because I think it's going to be too bright and we're not focusing on the text. We just want to have like a little bit of grungy text here and there. The other reason I want it to be grungy, so I'm using an acrylic block rather than my Misty because precision is not the name of the game. We just want a little, you know, a little something. I have to decide where I want to go first. So that we have like little bits of text in a few spots here on our background. So we'll do a little bit down here. And then we'll probably do a little over here. And I think that's probably good. Oh, it's going to be cute. It's going to be cute. Hello, Mandy. Oh, good. Okay. Crafty Maker says, I'm going to pop it here on the screen. Oh, why is it in red? We don't want it in red. So sorry. I need to fix that. If you go to Spellbinders and look at the 48 color wheel assortment, there is a sheet that shows the colors and names. That might also be super helpful when trying to swatch them out. So thank you for that tip. And Donna says if you send Spellbinders an email, they will send you a link to the order. And she said she thought she had it and she was trying to send it to you. Thank you for looking, Donna. That was so sweet of you. All right. So I think we're done with our sticky mat for now. I'm going to pop that up. And what we're going to do next is we're going to grab our splatter box. Lots and lots of layer is going into this one today. Our background layers as well. Okay, so what I got here is our Simon Says Stamp Positively Perfect White Splatter Medium. And I'm just going to do a little white splatter here. Cards and Chaos says better late than never. Absolutely. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to dip my little paintbrush in here and see what I got. I'm actually going to tap off in a corner. Okay, yeah, it's fine. I'm going to take it to my paper now. I usually like to tap off somewhere else first, just to make sure that it's not going to be weird splatter. That's the technical term, weird splatter. So this is just going to give us some nice white, and my arrows, our fox is going to be down here in the bottom left, and so it's going to be kind of going up towards the top right, and I'm trying to somewhat control our splatter in that direction. Just so it kind of follows that. It doesn't have to exactly, probably doesn't really even matter. It's probably just me. Okay, so there's the background of our card. Did you start the Fat Quarter Shot Hearts quilt along? Yeah, actually my quilt's done. So yes, I sure have. I shared the first block on Instagram this week on Monday. I'll share the second block because it's only 2 blocks. I'm doing this small little version. I'll share the second block next Monday. And then I'll share the full thing the week after that. But yes, I actually could sew it all up in one day. It was really quick. Really quick. Yes. Oh, thank you guys so much. My assistant is so efficient with the links to products. Thank you. I'm so glad that you found that helpful. So thank you guys for the feedback. All right. So here's our background. So cute. Okay, so we've got our fox. We've got our background. Next, we need to build the rest of the hearts for our card. So what we're going to do is I'm going to grab another piece of white cardstock here. Just a half sheet should get us. And this time we are going to use our Misty because we definitely want to, let me get my paintbrush out of the way so I don't get my sleeve in it. We want to have very precise stamped heart images and sentiment. The quilt is already done. Yeah, it's pretty small. It's super cute. So super, super cute. Deanna says the chat is so fancy today. Yes. All right. Let me grab our stamp set. And what we're going to do, I know I mentioned this, but if you're just coming in, this is the Lots of Heart stamp set from Simon Says Stamp. And I absolutely love this stamp set. I have another video here on my channel where I used this. I did kind of a brown background for that too. I think that might be my theme this year. But we're going to use a bunch of kind of the medium to small size hearts for our card. So I'm going to just pick my favorite. And again, I want it to look like the tip of the arrow is kind of exploding these hearts out. And I love that they're all different patterns. So this is a great way to definitely mix and match your supplies. You don't have to use all necessarily one company. You definitely can. But I love being able to kind of pull all my favorite elements from different companies together. Those are a must, Monica said. I absolutely love them. I mean, love them. And you did. I wondered where you were, Monica. I'm glad to see you today. Love a good splatter. Thank you. I'm actually going to flip this just to save a little cardstock. We're going to flip that upside down. Hearts are a must around here. So I am going to use quite a few. And we're just going to add, let's use this one too. So we're just going to pop all of these in. I think we'll probably want a few extra of the smallest size, but I'm going to put them in here. And I thought today we would we'll stamp some of them with candied apple and some with lumberjack plaid. We'll start with candied apple. We might go over the top just to give them a little variety. I don't know if it's going to make a huge difference or not. And the great thing about this stamp set, oh, I do want to mention this really quick. Before I get too far, I want to show this. Okay, so lots of hearts. Here's the coordinating dies for them, of course. And non-tabbed, so don't have to cut them apart. Lawn Fawn's dies, you don't have to cut them apart. It's fabulous. But I want to show you, I hope that this shows it really well. Let's just grab a couple of them. It actually, let me see. See how it has a number on there? So they all are different and they coordinate back to these stamps, which is so nice. So it makes it easy. I think it's pretty easy to line them up anyway, but in case that is something that, you know, helps you, I did want to mention that because I thought it was fantastic. For the cherries, do you have to buy the sew along or is the Fat Quarter Shop's page? Donna, no. For the small size quilt, that one's free. So is the small size cross stitch on Fat Quarter Shop's site. I have links to all of those in FlossTube 130, if that helps at all. So those are in that video, or you can just go to Fat Quarter Shop. There's a bigger version of the quilt and a bigger version of the cross stitch, and those are paid. But otherwise, it's totally free, and it's a great scrap buster. So if you have some scraps, some red and green and whites, you know, scraps of fabric, you could totally use what you have. Really easy, and it would be adorable. So I'm using a little of my candied apple here first. You can use whatever you like. Lobster red from Lawn Fawn would also be a fantastic option. I just was kind of in my Distress Oxide mood today. Yes, I love that companies are giving us our non-tabbed dies too. Hello, the Crafty Confidant. And then I'm going to just go in with my lumberjack plaid, and we're going to ink up a few of them with this. I'm just going to go right over the top of what we just did. And it's going to make some of these four, I guess, a little bit darker, which is fine. Hopefully it'll give us a little variety. Now I am going to keep both of these colors out. Before we do anything with this, we're going to actually stamp Love Ya from our Groovy Wishes stamp set. And I'm going to just pop this right here. And this would be, having a blending brush handy is going to be handy. Having a blending brush near will be handy. We're going to do what we just did, and I'm going to stamp the whole thing with candied apple, which is a little bit lighter than the lumberjack plaid. LB, you and me both. So the tab thing was, it's a real turn off to me now when I do have to have one, because I kind of was tired of stabbing myself as well. So we're going to stamp this a couple times just to make sure that we get a really good base. And what we want to do is I want to have kind of an ombre effect with my sentiment. This is such a nice, like, rounded, thick, font that I think it's going to look really nice where it goes light to dark. So now I'm going to take a little lumberjack plaid, and I'm just going to go right onto my stamp, and it is going to give kind of a harsh line, but I'm just going to go in and add that lumberjack plaid, and before I stamp it, let me move this. Before I stamp it, I'm going to take my Distress Oxide blending brush, and I am just going to kind of go right here along that harsh line and dab, almost like you're blending, but we want to erase kind of quote unquote that harshish line and soften it, so it's going to go gradually from the lighter red to the darker red and not give a harsh line. And I don't know if it shows on camera as good as it does in real life, that it's darker. It really just looks kind of the same on camera. In real life, it looks so nice because it has the kind of cherry color at the top and it goes to the darker. And you could do that with any kind of color combination that you're doing. Just use your blending brush to kind of soften those lines a bit. So much easier. I was just saying to my fiance the other day, remember when I started stamping, all the dies had tabs? Yes, stamping is so satisfying. Monica, it really is. It really, really is. Okay. So what we're going to do now is I'm actually just going to, I have a scrap of red cardstock. I believe this is pomegranate from Spellbinders. I decided this last minute, so I probably don't have a link for it. Sorry. I'll add it later. We're going to just put it on the other side of the Misty so I don't have to stop to clean any stamps. And the rest of my sentiment is going to be so much. So it's going to be love ya so much. And there is a little die for that. And we're going to I forgot, so I had to grab it. We're going to prep our cardstock with a powder tool first, just to kind of help that anti-static cling of our embossing powder. And we're going to stamp this with our clear ink. And that looks really good. It's not a super fine line, so I think we're going to be okay. We don't need to stamp it more than once. And we're going to add our white embossing powder on top. I love this font. It's really unique, I think. Something a little different. Like, I feel like I don't have a ton of things that have this kind of a sentiment. And we're going to grab our embossing tool now. The oxides are very forgiving with that particular technique, I find. You can do it with other ink as well. All right. So now we have our bright white sentiment on our red cardstock. So kind of the opposite of what we just stamped. So we have our red on our white. I like doing that. If I have a sentiment that's kind of a two-line and it's a bigger, bolder, and then it's another font for the rest of it, I kind of like doing that a lot of times for a little added interest. And once it's cooled, I'm just going to buff away that extra powder before we die cut. And I already have my little die out here. So now all we need to do is die cut all of the pieces for the assembly of our card. Now, it would kind of not be very fun to sit here while I line up all of those dies, would it? Luckily for you guys, the only thing I'm going to die cut is the so much, because we have the rest of our pieces ready to go. The magic of video, right? I've had small dies go flying across the room and get lost forever when I was cutting them apart. Debbie, yes, me too. So there are all of our pieces. So we're going to grab our background. I did use water, so we do have a little curling going on. We're just going to use some magnets. Don't give me the groovy 70s era feel. Yes, for sure. That's probably what we were going for. Okay, so we're going to add our little fox here. And what I think, let's see. Let's grab some foam adhesive. Some little snow flurries have started here. Oh no, Rochelle. Okay, I don't see any out my window yet. I'm sure they're going to be here soon. There were a few when I left the vet this morning, but they didn't even last on the way here home. It may be, I don't know. I was going to say too cold, but that's a lie. It still snows when it's cold. I love the grungy background. Thank you. I think it's going to be fun. Something a little different. I was in the mood for grunge today. Okay, so here's how our cute little guy's going to go. And I'm not going to pull the backing. I don't know why I have the tweezers still. We're not going to pull the backing paper off yet because I'd actually like to figure out where everything else is going to go first. Let's move that up before we do that. So we have a lot of different sizes of hearts here. And there are a few repeats. I think I did all the 3 smallest ones twice. So we have a few extra to fill in. I'm so impressed with all the inks popping up. Links popping up, Cat's Fancy said. Thank you. I'm so glad that it's working good. Isn't it cute? So what I want is we want to kind of start with the bigger ones first. And my advice would be, so you can play around a bit, is to definitely lay them out and then pick them up one by one and start gluing them down. So I'm going to kind of go, obviously start with the bigger ones, and then we're going to build out with any of these smaller, and then we can fill in with any of the much smaller. Now, I kind of feel like I did play around with these before the live, and I feel like I liked a different arrangement. So we're gonna have a little playtime with our die cut pieces first to make sure that we like how it's gonna look. I should have taken a photo, but I did not. That was my mistake. And I am going to glue all of my hearts directly to the background because we're going to be popping up our sentiment here. I think it's going to be cute. All right. I think I'm pretty happy with the base of where that's looking. We can fill in with all the little ones here in a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start gluing it down. Too late now. No changes. Oh, Vancouver's getting it too. Oh my goodness. Waiting for the big snowstorm coming to Arkansas. Yes. My oldest son and I were talking and he was saying that Arkansas looks like that is where it's going to be real bad. Too sunny in Salem, Oregon for snow. Oh, and a crying face. Were you wanting it? Because I bet you there's going to be some of us who would send you ours. How do I want this? I think like this. I don't want it to be too matchy-matchy. What is the text stamp? I missed it. Oh, yes. The stamp set is called Heart Sweet by Simon Says Stamp. Let me show it. Oops. I'll show it to you. Hold on. Because I do very much love that. Of course, it's at the bottom of my stack. I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second. Here's what that stamp set looks like. And it's called Heart Sweet. There's a link in the chat too for you, if that helps. So you can check it out. All right. I think we want to do this one. So what is your favorite heart from this set? Does anyone already have lots of hearts? I want to know what everybody's favorite design from this stamp set is. Mine is either this little teeny tiny stripe or this one with the little teeny tiny hearts, although I do love them all. But those are probably my favorites. Let me double check where that's going. Like to tilt some a little bit. This weather is so crazy, Monica said. Yes. Had to take my old girl to the emergency vet last week. Found, oh no. Oh, I'm so glad they were amazing. So I'll tell you guys, because a lot of you know, my poor little Frank had that bulging disc in his neck last fall. Terrible. Scary. Had to have him crated for like, I don't know, 6 weeks. It was not my most fun. He's so active. I thought he might have done something to himself again. He was acting a little off, but she couldn't find anything, thank goodness. But I was terrified that we would be going into A, a weekend, and B, bad weather, and he would be hurt. So, you know, better safe than sorry. She did send me home with some meds just in case, so there's that. Can you have too many hearts? Asking for a friend. LB, no. I'm just going to say no because I love them. I love the stripes, and I think there is one with dots. I love dots. There's a lot of really cute ones. Now, there's some cute ones that are a little bit bigger. I love the little scallop one too, but it just didn't quite work with this design. And I also love the one that says, I adore you. And I like the one with the flourish. Okay, I like them all. They're just really, really fun and cute. Okay, so what we want to do now, got just some little ones left, and we're going to kind of have, that's too close to that one. So we're going to do a little solid, little mini one. This is where those little mini ones come in so handy because you can kind of just fill in. Isn't it a fun little, like, heart shower coming out from the little fox? This card is so adorable. Thank you, Kathy. That's so sweet of you. All right. We're going to add one more little heart in here, kind of like so. And I purposely made sure it's barely hanging off, but I am going to snip that. I think that's going to make our card appear a little bit more grounded. Let me just pop our fox off. We're just going to flip our panel over and snip that away. And we'll add our fox. Circle all of them and say, this is my favorite. That's 100%. Monica says, has to travel an hour, so it's good the roads are clear. Yes, I agree. I kind of dread when the weather is bad and your loved ones have to be out in it. So while I wouldn't mind having some snow, I could do without this super cold, nasty weather. And ice. I never want the ice. Ugh. Okay, we're going to pop our fox in. So cute. And then we just need to add our sentiments and probably some little gems. Like some little sparkles, I feel like. According to the reports, we will be getting anywhere from a trace of snow to 300 inches in Oklahoma. Right? I've seen that meme going around too. The weather people can't decide what we're getting. You start looking and then you're like, oh my, I like them all. Yes, Tony, 100%. Oh, had to step away and the card's almost done. Yes, we're getting there. 300 inches. That's funny. The brown, red, and white has a great choice. Blends so well together. Thank you, Donna. All right, so we're going to kind of just pop our little love ya right here. And we're going to grab a little sentiment strip. Probably just a little scrap of one is going to, or not sentiment strip, a foam adhesive strip, pardon. We're going to snip that. And we're going to pop the rest of our little sentiment somewhere. I kind of feel like I like it better right here. That's where you play around with it and decide what looks the best. And let me move my tweezers. I think that is what I'm going to like the best. Like that. And then let's see what I have laying around here. I think we're going to use some of these. I think these are some opal gems. I didn't put these on the list because I wasn't sure what I was going to use, so I'll add these here in a minute as well. But we're just going to add a few little sparkles, I think, kind of mixed in to our design. So into like the little hearts. You know, sparkles are always a good idea. Tony says, oh my gosh, you all are freezing. Yes. Crazy. Crazy weather. So usually I'm wearing a shirt and a sweatshirt. And usually when I'm doing a live, because of the studio lights, I'm hot. Totally not hot today. In fact, my legs are kind of cold. I mean, the heater is on. I don't have it super hot because, again, I don't want to get too hot in here, but let's see. I need to see if I have another package of these with some little minis in it because I got a lot of this size, but all the little mini ones I've used up. Ooh, maybe I could mix in some little reds. Should I mix in some little red gems too? I think I probably should. I don't really want to introduce a whole lot of other colors, but I think some little red, since we already have some red in here, might be cute. Oh, but no mini red ones. Uh-oh. Did I use all those? Let's see. Let's see if I have any extra red in here. I might not. I might have used them all at Christmas. I did. Dang it. Okay, let's use some little... Let's use something else. Something sparkly, maybe? I mean, like a silver? No. Gold? What do we think, everyone? Love this card. Oh, thank you, guys. Well, we'll just pull out our whole ring of gems and see what there is. Oh, this crystal mix. I like these. Let's just do that. Don't really want to add extra color, and I think this will just add some nice sparkle. Looks to me like Nichol needs to replenish her gem assortment. Oh, some of these actually looked... Maybe these were not opal. Maybe these were crystal to begin with. That'd be kind of funny, wouldn't it? Gold would be pretty, yes. I feel like maybe I don't have any small gold ones either. We're just going to use these little crystal mix ones. That looks pretty good. Let's add one more of these little ones. Kind of, where did I think I wanted this one? Maybe right there. So kind of concentrating the design there. That leaves the rest of this space nice and open. And then all we're going to do is glue this down to a card base. So I'm going to take my Lawn Fawn bone folder, make sure I have a nice crease. And we're going to just put some glue on there. And I did do my panel A2 size, so that means it's going to go side to side, top to bottom. And because I introduced that water to it, it may have a tendency to curl up a little bit. So I made sure and got my glue in the corners of my panel, and I'm just going to use my magnets to help hold that down while that dries a little bit. I love making Valentines. I make about 15 to spread some love. Oh, I love that, Mama Rocks. Yes, coloring the gem with an alcohol marker, Phyllis, is a great tip. Great tip. Oh, thank you, Marta. That's so sweet. Okay, now one thing I want to mention before I completely finish is I did put glossy accents on the nose, but because it's kind of inlaid down into the other die cuts, I could have put like the piece that popped out when I cut this in, and that would have helped lift it up a little bit. But remember, we layered the nose piece back behind. And I find that as the glossy accents dries, it kind of sinks into the space. So a lot of times what I'll do, and I even did this on, I'll show this for my card. And this is a good example because this one also needs this. This was one of my cards from the Spellbinders live yesterday. This nose has another layer of glossy accents on it. So see how it's popped up? That's what we're going to do to our fox. This otter only has one layer. So it's almost sunk in there a little bit. So what we're going to do, since these are both dry now, is I'm just going to go in with my glossy accents. Oh gosh, and I just put a huge squirt right on there. Hold please while I fix my mess. Okay, I wiped it off. I shouldn't have squeezed so hard. Huh. Okay, we're going to put another thing on there and let that dry and it'll be popped up. So we're going to do the same thing to our fox. And that way, when this second layer of glossy accents dries, it's going to have that nice raised look to it. Let me hold it up a little bit closer. Another fun thing to do would be to take glossy accents and trace over the love ya, and that would make it nice and popped up and glossy. That would be a fun look too. But there is today's card, showcasing some fun Lawn Fawn and Simon Says stamp. Just to do something a little bit different, do a little mixing and matching. Okay, did I miss anybody's questions or anything while I was working? Let me know. Hang out for a minute. Love those otters too. Cute. Yes. And if you haven't caught the replay from Spellbinders Live yesterday, I did put a link down in the description box for you guys. So definitely check that out. I made 3 cards and Yana also did a card. Super, super fun. Let's see. Glossy some hearts. Yes, Monica. Great idea. She said you could do the glossy accents on some of the hearts and that would be very, very cute too. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you love that. Okay, you guys. Well, I hope everybody stays warm. So if you're somewhere where you're expecting cold weather, nasty weather, stay warm, stay safe. Do you still use brads or eyelets? Not a ton in card making. I've used some eyelets like for tags, so that in card making I have, but I bet you I haven't used a brad in quite some time, and I used to love those. I still have them, so that's a great, I should challenge myself to do that. What is up next? So Jill says the next live for me won't be until next Friday, which I will be live Friday. I don't know what we're doing for that yet. I need to find out for sure. The first week of February is jam-packed with amazing new releases. So that will be a very edited video heavy week. Plus there will be a live that week as well. So really excited for that. But yeah, stay tuned. I will definitely update with what some of the upcoming lives will be, so you can always be aware of that. I'm planning on adding in another live at somewhere. I need to look at the schedule and kind of see where it will fit best, because I know a lot of you were liking maybe having another option for a live earlier in the day, like I did with the Pretty Pink Posh St. Patty's cards I did, where I did a morning live. So I'm definitely looking to add another one in with another company, probably with a new product release at some point. So I will work on getting a list of that out. Plus I have a list of the other questions and things that you guys asked for, as well as my color combos for the OLOs. Monica says, when you only use the brush tip, is it hard to do small spaces? No, I'm used to using the brush tip though. I've never used a fine tip for my markers. I just try to not be heavy-handed, basically. I hope that helps. Now I have to go to Lawn Fawn and order the fox. Oh, you didn't already have him. He's so cute. So, so cute. Oh, Tabitha, I wondered where you were, friend. You and Christy were missed today. Both my troublemakers were not here. Oh, Monica says her daughter works at a flower shop, so February is crazy. Absolutely. Yes, I will see you guys Sunday for FlossTube. I hope everybody stays warm, stays safe, and I will see you in my next live. Bye, friends.